Hello and a very warm welcome to Istora Stadium here in the centre of Jakarta. 10 years it is since the last time that the Thomas and Yuba Cup finals were staged in this very arena, and on that occasion, of course, Indonesia took both the Thomas and the Yuba Cup. These the semi-final stage now of the Yuba Cup, and we'll be with you both for the first of these semi-finals, China against Japan. China winners for the last three occasions up against Japan, the number 4 seeds. Well, this the 20th time that the Yuba Cup has been staged. It started way back in 1956-57. And in fact, on that occasion, it was the USA that were winners. Well, this time the format has changed. We're just looking at the lineup for the women's singles. The first women's singles, of course, 3 singles and 2 doubles in each of the Thomas and Yuba Cup ties. And we're starting with the top women's singles. Gong Ruina representing China against Kanako Yonekura representing Japan. Now, as you can see, just one court in action for this semi-final stage. There is Gong Ruina, former world champion back in 2001. But just to recap on some of the history of the Yuba Cup, and sitting alongside me, Darren Hall, World Cup semi-finalist and former European champion. And Darren, we've changed from the format of having 8 teams qualify for the finals to this year, for the first time ever, having 12 teams, and it really has been a tremendous success.
Yes, it's a fantastic new idea, Jill, because what it does, it allows players from 5 continents to enter into the tournament, whereas back in the old system, it only allowed 8 teams. Obviously, the host and the holders automatically qualified, then 3 from Europe and 3 from Asia. But what that done, from countries like Oceania, they had to travel to Europe because they thought they had a better chance of qualifying in the event. So it was very tough for them. But now you've got Oceania, Pan America and South Africa. Also enables them to play against the top players in the country. So very great new system now, 12 teams in the finals.
Yes, and of course from the group system, the 3 teams play off, they get ranked within the group, and then all 12 teams go through to the knockout stage. The top of each group get a bye into the quarter-final stage. That's what happened to China by virtue of the fact that they won Group W. In fact, Japan were runners-up, finished second in Group Y, losing out to Denmark 2-3, but Japan beating Malaysia 4-1. And Japan, a thrilling match late last night in the quarterfinal against Chinese Taipei, winning 3-2 the deciding match, and the crowd getting very involved. Sadly, at the moment, Darren, the crowd not here in Istora Stadium, but I'm sure things will liven up later on. So the 2 women on court, Gong Ruina and Kanako Yonekura, well, they've met each other 4 times previously. In fact, the last occasion was just a few weeks ago at the Japan Open, and it is Gong Ruina who has won on all 4 previous occasions and in 2 straight games. But Darren, we've been watching Yonekura throughout the week, and I know that she lost to Camilla Martin of Denmark, but she's won all her other matches, and we know that she has superb talent. Winning those Asian Games back in 1998, she beat Gong Xiao, who of course was Olympic champion, and beat Ye Zhaoying, who was reigning world champion at the time. And as you can see, 27 years of age, 1.66 meters, that's about 5'5.5", born in Tokyo. But she is a player, Darren, with enormous talent.
Absolutely, Jill. She can rise to the occasion. She's been there before. She's beaten some top players. She needs to be on the best of her form. She has performed well this week. She's going to get no bigger stage in the semi-finals of the Yuba Cup. So on her day, she could nick this game.
Yes, and it's strange. I mean, we know, of course, that China very, very strong in depth, and I think that is one of their qualities. I mean, most of the countries competing in these Thomas and Uber Cup finals have outstanding players, but this is all about strength and depth from a nation. And when you look at China's lineup, they have the number 1, 2, 3 and 6 ranked women's singles players in the world. I mean, that is phenomenal. Is it just a case of their system success breeds success?
Yeah, absolutely, Jill. You've got the 4 top girls in the world practising against each other day in, day out. The quality they're going to produce is second to none. Underneath that, they've got 10, 12, 20 players all wanting to get in that top group.
So, of course, if one player has a drop in form, there's other players waiting to come into the squad or waiting to travel and be in the China team.
Yeah, there's no complacency at all because there's always players pushing you from behind.
Now, I'm going to be one of those ex-players that I swore I'd never be, and talk about the good old days when China first came in to the International Badminton Federation, obviously back in the early 1980s, and first Uber Cup competition they played was in 1984, and their record really speaks for itself. 8 times winners out of those 10 competitions. But when I think back to the Han Ai-pings and the Li Lingweis, the world champions when China first came into the federation, and I look at somebody like Gong Ruina, just as talented, but doesn't seem to have the same sort of consistency throughout tournament after tournament as her predecessors.
No, that's right, Jill. If you look at her results, obviously fantastic results, but it's not every tournament she can get them. As I say, the tournament's now so strong in depth that it is hard for her to win on the level that perhaps they used to in the older days.
Well, the players making their final preparations. And I have to say, both teams actually looked very relaxed as they came into the stadium. Players sitting alongside the court from our commentary position. Gong Ruina and her Chinese teammates sitting her end of the court. And the Japanese players, I thought, yesterday afternoon, Darren, in that quarter-final match, weren't they fantastic? The way they were supporting each other. It was such a tight encounter against Chinese Taipei, but they really did show such amazing team spirit.
Yeah, and that's what they've got to do today. Get involved in the game early. Really encourage Yonekura. Help her along the way. It does help when you see all your fellow players alongside cheering for you.
Kanako Yonekura, Japan #1 player. And Gong Ruina, so vital for the first singles to get your team off to a good start. Really can affect everybody else's performance, and that sounds very odd when we're talking about an individual sport, but within the team atmosphere, if you're having to play the second match and your team is already 1 rubber up within the overall tie, it does make such a difference.
Yeah, Jill, you're right. Just takes the pressure off you. You know you've got one ahead.
And I'm sure you can already hear the support from both sets of teammates. So Kanako Yonekura of Japan gets this semi-final of the Uber Cup underway. First team to win 3 matches, and the tie is over. No longer the case that we play the dead rubbers within a tie, and I think that's sensible. I think that was a very wise decision by the International Badminton Federation. Oh, that's a lovely shot, and Darren, already Yonekura showing the sort of things that you were talking about, the talent of this lady.
Yeah, great stroke player, and that's what she's got to do. She's got to use it to her advantage. when she gets a chance, put it away. The longer the rallies go on, you've got to favour Gong Ruina.
Simply because of her fitness level?
Her fitness, her pace of shot and the way she moves you around the court. Very high level, making you move the distance the whole time. Doesn't make many mistakes. So if Yonekura gets half a chance, she's got to put it away.
Oh, nice smash. And it seems to me, I know this is desperately early within the contest, but it seems to me as if Yonekura is desperate to try and keep changing the angle.
Yeah, already we've seen a lovely reverse slice there, smash down the backhand, change the angle at the body of Gong Ruina.
And off the mark for Japan. Well, I said just a moment ago, Darren, that I thought that both players were looking very relaxed, but perhaps Gong Ruina is a little bit nervous.
Yeah, it was very early stages yet, but a very rare unforced error just from serve, hitting the drop shot into the net. Superb deception from the net from Yonekura there. Held in the forehand. Saw Gong Ruina move to net. Quick flick to the forehand corner. Lovely winner.
Well, not only the pace of the smash, but also the precision. From our commentary position, we're looking right down that line.
See Gong Ruina there, good, clear to the forehand, read the next shot, got away very early at the net, making Yonekura move the full distances.
Oh, once again, accuracy of the smash. The previous one had been down Yonekura's forehand side. That one directed down the backhand. Oh, what a tremendous rally.
Yonekura doing so well there. A lot of the time, Gong Ruina dominating the rally. Yonekura sticking in out the blue. Up she goes in the forehand corner, producing a fantastic cross-court drop out of nowhere.
Yes, the key to taking it so early on that forehand side. And also the vision. She's obviously a player that thinks a lot tactically. Where should I place the shuttle? Oh dear, and so often after such a grueling rally, the error that time on serve. So much effort gone to waste.
Yeah, she'd be very disappointed. Worked so hard for that rally and then just gave the serve straight back.
Shuttle drifting wide, and of course this Istora Stadium has had a major facelift, and we have air conditioning now, And there is a slight movement of the shuttle, and that shuttle getting pulled slightly wide, perhaps by the drift. Clever smash.
Yeah, again we see the change of direction from her. She's a lot of cut drops, smashes down the backhand. This time goes at the right hip of Gong Ruina.
Missed it. It's strange to see Gong Ruina going for winners so early on in the rally. Usually she's a player that likes to outmaneuver her opponent. Oh, she's done it again. And Darren, I mean, we've been here throughout the entirety of the competition, and there is no doubt there is a drift in this Istora Stadium.
Yeah, absolutely, Jill, and we're seeing it already. You know, she's hit one serve, she should realise now, maybe a little bit quicker hitting this end.
Oh, that's a lovely return of serve.
Yeah, there we see the talent of Yonekura there. Just cocked her wrist at the net. Looked like she was going to flick. Delicate little net shot.
That is perfect. Well, I thought before this match started that in fact Yonekura might spring a surprise, but my goodness, she is playing so well.
Yeah, started very positively, more attacking, which is good. She's got to attack a little bit more against Gong Ruina. It's exactly how she started the match.
Is amazing.
Great rally, very high pace from both girls, both pulling and pushing each other, full width and length of the court. But in the end, spectacular neck shot from Yonekura.
Kanako Yonekura really does seem to be reading the game so well at the moment. Another wonderful interception, leaping to her forehand side.
Service over. 5-0.
Yeah, lovely reverse slice from Gong Ruina there. Good attacking, clearing the forehand, got the short lift. Been punishing it straight normally. This time she cut across the feathers.
supporters there. No wonder they're applauding. Their number one is playing, well, probably the best I've seen her for a long while. I look at her record so far this year. 1 semi-final, the Asian Badminton Championships. Apart from that, she's reached the last 16 of just 2 events.
Service over, 5-all.
And this time Gong Ruina coming to net very early. Tight spinning net shot. Really giving Kanako Yonekura no chance to lift the shuttle.
Oh, it's landed in, and once again, I think the drift playing its part. Of course, as we look down on the court, the shuttle flying faster, coming towards us, and obviously holding up the other end. Well, that, of course, is the danger of playing a cross-court shot. If your opponent can intersect it, you've got an awful lot of court to cover yourself. The full diagonal that Yonekura was asked to move. An interesting, Darren, China deciding to rest Gong Ruina in the quarterfinal against Malaysia. Wasn't selected to play, but as we were saying earlier, so much strength and depth, but they obviously feel that she is their top player and they wanted to give her a bit of a break before this semi-final.
Yeah, as what you're saying, Jules, China are so strong, they can afford to rest players, and that is the beauty of having such a strong team in depth.
And I guess the problem for Kanako Yonekura is that she knows that unless it's a perfect shot that she hits, that it won't get any advantage against Gong, and therefore she's forcing herself into errors.
Yeah, just Gong Ruina starting to impose herself on the game a little bit now, just getting a little bit more back than she did at the start, forcing Yonekura to try and hit something that's not really on balance.
Yes, just wide. Oh. Well, she couldn't have placed the shuttle better than that. Right into the corner. And there, her teammates very vocal in her support as China have game point. Well, that was a run of 5 points in the one service hand from Gong Ruina. And what a difference that's made from 5-all. Oh no, she's done it again.
Service over, 10-5.
Not taking into account the drift. And another game point. And that run of 5 points for Gong Ruina was decisive, and she closes out the opening game 11-5.
11-5.
So the players return
Second game, level play.
One game to the advantage, Gong Ruina having taken the opening game 11-5 in this first women's singles of the Uber Cup semi-final against Japan. And obviously we saw the coaches talking to both players in that 90-second timeout, Darren. But I mean, what do you say to Yonekura? I mean, she seems to be playing some of the best badminton she's played for a while.
Yes, still, she has played well, but at the moment it's just, as we said, not quite enough. She's got to keep her patience if she can, just a little bit more. Try and keep with Gong in the rallies. Cut out. There was about 3 or 4 unforced errors she made in the first game. Keep her composure and dig in, and do not give Gong Ruina a good start in this game.
Service over. 2-love.
Well, in the opening game, I was blaming the drift for Yonekura hitting long, but she's already hit too long of that back line at the start of the second.
Yeah, straight away. It did look like that this was a fast end, but as you say, 2 lifts from the net, you know, a good foot out.
And unfortunately, from Japan's perspective, this, exactly what you said, they had to avoid allowing Gong to get a lead. And now it's 4-love in this second game. It will be desperately difficult for Yonekura. But the Japanese players do have a reputation of fighting forever. Never give up in a game of badminton.
Yeah, she's trying to hit Gong Ruina, keep a very good length, keep her right to the back, but in doing so, she's not found her length at the moment.
Well, you won't see better than that.
No, great anticipation from Gong Ruina. This time Yonekura going for the drop shot. Gong Ruina stepped in, lovely cross-court net shot, no chance for Yonekura.
Oh, that's nice. Great deception.
Yeah, she's got to try something different now. Start attacking a little bit more, like she's doing there. Force the pace. Go for some shots now.
Well, Yonekura didn't like the call. Ooh, goodness me. Well, it was certainly close. And so was that.
Yeah, I think that's evened it up a little bit now.
We're not getting the length of rallies that we had in the opening game, Darren. Is that just because fatigue is setting in?
Yeah, I think the pace of the rallies that Gong Ruina has been pushing Yonekura around, making her forced to do something. At the moment, she's running out of ideas what to do.
Oh, she's pushed it wide. But Yonekura certainly hasn't been afraid to take Gong Ruina on at the net. She's played net shots off net shots, and that takes a lot of courage.
Yeah, she's done really well. We saw in the previous rally she hit some fantastic drop shots, but somehow Gong Ruina just got them back.
Well, the lift was short, but it was still a wonderful deceptive slice across court. big gap there on the Japanese forehand side.
Service over. Love in. Service over.
Well, I suspect that the serve was a little bit short, perhaps afraid that she was going to hit long again.
I think so. It's difficult to anticipate where she's going to hit. Previous rally, beautiful slice, short in the forehand corner. This time, great power smash down the backhand line.
Well, the shuttle may have landed wide, but it was interesting to see how deep it was, and it was woefully short. I think she's just become a little tentative, has Yonekura. She's hit so many long of the back line. Well, that was the most amazing backhand from Gong Ruina. But to no avail. And it's interesting, Darren, neither of these women have really taken any breaks. They haven't asked for a timeout to towel down and have a drink of water. It really is amazing when they're playing at this pace.
Yeah, it is incredible. I mean, it's very hot in this stadium at the moment.
Well, I said just a moment ago you wouldn't see better than that from a Gong Ruina backhand net shot, but I think it's just been surpassed.
Fantastic.
That was out of this world.
Again, nice power from Gong Ruina there. Again, going down the backhand side of Yonekura.
Tremendous play from Gong Ruina. Commanded the rally, dictated the pace, and in the end had the precision and the power to finish off the rally. And it means that she and China are now at match point. Push is wide. And the first time of asking, and Gong Ruina, the world number one, the reigning All-England champion, has secured a victory in the first match of this Uber Cup semi-final with a win over Kanako Yonekura. 11-5, 11-2.